Look, if you spend your days sitting, gravity and desk work are just slowly crushing your posture, right? Well, this ancient, super simple movement flips gravity on its head to undo years of that compression. First, think of the dead hang as this amazing mechanical relief for your spine and shoulders. It uses gravity to gently pull your vertebrae apart, which lets the compressed discs in your back literally plump back up after hours of sitting. And at the same time, it pulls the shoulder joint open, which is huge for relieving that common nagging pain and stretching out those notoriously tight muscles, your lats and your chest. Second, and this is pretty wild, this simple hanging exercise can significantly boost key markers for your longevity. Get this, research shows your grip strength is one of the clearest ways to predict how long you're going to live. The dead hang supercharges that grip, with some studies showing athletes increasing their grip endurance by up to 45% in just 8 weeks. Finally, the dead hang offers a vital nervous system reset. By stretching and strengthening your upper body, it physically reverses that slumped-over tech neck we all get from our screens. Plus, that deep breathing you naturally do while hanging, that activates your body's built-in calm switch, proving that true health sometimes just means getting back to basics. By reconnecting with this blueprint for just a minute a day, you can gain control over your posture and reclaim the strong body you were designed to be in.
What our sources reveal is that the modern world, the chairs, the screens, the cars...
It's architecture of convenience.
Exactly. It's been systematically reshaping your body, and not for the better. It's creating all this compression and bad posture that we just misattribute to age.
It's a huge moment of awakening when you realize that.
Yeah.
That your environment has been the architect of your physical decline, and you didn't even notice.
Yeah.
And this brings us right to a core idea we found in the notes, a philosophical frame, really, from Charlie Munger.
Right, the principle of inversion. Munger taught that if you want to solve a really complex problem, sometimes the best way is to invert it.
Look at what you don't want to happen.
Precisely. And then just figure out how to avoid that. So if we look at the modern body's decline, the stiffness, the pain, all that compression, it's mostly the result of ignoring our body's first principles.
Okay, so if the core problem of the modern body is that constant downward compression
from gravity, yeah, and just being immobile,
then the solution is the simplest inversion you can imagine.
It's the dead hang. You're meeting gravity from above. Instead of all these complex, high-tech fixes, we're just going back to the most basic, evolved movement pattern to undo all that damage.
Okay, so let's unpack that. This hidden collapse. You said we were built to climb, to hang, to swing.
We were.
But now we're just perpetually locked into what you're calling the sitting shape. What is that actually doing to us mechanically?
It's a slow mechanical implosion, and it's disguised as normal life. I mean, think about it. When you sit, your hips are flexed, your shoulders roll in.
Your head drifts forward.
Right. And your spine is locked into this non-ideal C-curve. Your lats, your pecs, they get chronically short, and they just pull your whole posture into a round. Every single hour you spend in that shape, an hour your body is molding itself to the chair.
And gravity is the silent partner in all this, right?
Yeah.
You're just cementing that posture in place.
It's the architect constantly pressing down on your entire structure. And that compressive force gets even worse with things like heavy lifting or even, ironically, standing for too long.
Which is why the dead hang is so, it's ingenious.
It is. It uses gravity as the tool for healing.
Yeah.
Your own body weight, when you suspend it, creates this gentle opposing pull. Traction, basically.
An upward pull.
Yes. It's an immediate passive counterstimulus. It's designed to undo years of that stiffness.
So let's get into the mechanics of that, because this is where the sources go from theory to just hard physics. When I hear spinal decompression, I think of those expensive, physical therapy machines. Are you telling me a cheap pull-up bar is giving me the same mechanical benefit?
Functionally, yeah. On a microscale, you're getting a natural bodyweight spinal decompression. When you hang, that pull creates this gentle, sustained traction.
And it reverses the compression from sitting all day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The action temporarily creates these tiny little openings or space between the vertebrae.
And those openings are the key, because they let the intervertebral discs, those little jelly cushions, they let them expand and rehydrate.
Yes, rehydrate the spinal tissues. We lose hydration and space the moment we stand up in the morning, but the hang gives it right back.
Which is why people report such immediate, profound relief.
Yeah.
Especially in the lower back.
And it directly combats the modern scourge of tech neck. I mean, when we talk about tech neck, we mean that mechanical shift where your head drifts forward, adding all this pressure to your lower neck. The hang helps reset that. It strengthens, it stretches, it mobilizes, and it pulls the shoulders back, realigning the neck.
I found the anecdotal reports on this just fascinating. People describing feeling instantly longer or feeling things literally popping in their spine as the joints release. It sounds almost too good to be true. Is that relief lasting, or is it just a temporary stretch?
That's a great question. So the immediate relief is often temporary. You know, the discs will compress again once you stand up.
Of course.
But the long-term, the structural benefit, that comes from consistency.
Yeah.
By repeatedly exposing the spine to that elongation, you're encouraging better disc health, you're hydrating the tissues, and most importantly, you're teaching your postural muscles the correct elongated position.
So it stops being a stretch and becomes a habit.
It becomes a structural maintenance habit, yeah. It's the body just recognizing the movement pattern it evolved for.
Okay, moving up the body, let's talk about the shoulder. A joint that takes even more direct abuse from the desk and the screen.
Oh, absolutely. It's probably the most unstable and injured joint in the modern population because of that constant internal rotation.
The shoulder's rounding forward.
That's the root of so many problems, especially shoulder impingement. The issue is just a lack of space. When the shoulder is always rounded forward, the supraspinatus tendon, a key part of a rotator cuff, gets trapped.
Pinched.
It gets pinched between the bones of the shoulder every time you try to lift your arm.
And hanging restores that missing space. It forces the joint back into the position it was meant to be in.
Exactly right. The act of hanging forces your arm into an overhead position, which externally rotates the shoulder joint. And that pulls on all those tight, shortened muscles, the lats, the pecs, into a deep, intense stretch. It lengthens the very tissues that were pulling the shoulder forward in the first place.
One of our sources, I think it was quoting an orthopedic surgeon, specifically called out the benefit to that one tricky tendon, the supraspinatus.
Yes. The traction and the external rotation, they stretch and strengthen that specific tendon. It allows it room to move without getting pinched. So you're correcting the root mechanical cause of the pain.
And the traction doesn't just stop at the shoulder, does it? It goes down the whole chain.
Oh, it benefits the entire kinetic chain right down to your hands.
Wow.
The gentle, sustained pull across the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders, it encourages something called synovial fluid circulation.
The natural oil for your joints.
Think of it exactly like that, yeah. It nourishes the cartilage, keeps everything moving smoothly. It lowers injury risk and all that connective tissue that gets so brittle under constant compression.
Okay, so now we shift focus to something really surprising. A counterintuitive predictor of, well, overall health and aging, that the dead hang just turbocharges.
Grip strength.
Grip strength. The data here is incredibly powerful.
It's maybe the quietest signifier of your overall physical integrity. It is one of the single strongest predictors of longevity we have. I mean, research consistently shows that higher grip strength predicts lower cardiovascular and all-cause mortality. It reflects the vitality of your entire neuromuscular system. When the strength of your hands declines, it truly signals a decline in overall life force.
So it's not just about, opening a pickle jar.
Not at all.
It's a reflection of how well your brain is talking to your muscles, how much whole body coordination you have.
Absolutely. For older adults, low grip strength isn't just an inconvenience. It's directly linked to increased risk of heart disease, metabolic disorders, and preventable falls.
Hospitalizations.
Right. It's a measure of resilience.
And the dead hang just happens to be one of the most effective ways to supercharge that essential strength.
It's the gold standard for grip endurance. It's an isometric hold, so it forces your forearm muscles, your wrists, your upper back stabilizers to endure your entire body weight for a period of time. It builds incredible endurance.
And we saw that specific data point from the study on climbers.
Yeah, people whose livelihood depends on their grip. An 8-week program of intermittent dead hangs resulted in a 45% increase in grip endurance.
A 45% increase in just 8 weeks. That's staggering. For the average person listening, that means feeling capable. It means carrying heavy suitcases, doing yard work, and just retaining that fundamental physical autonomy as you age.
It's a return to that ancient blueprint of capability we were talking about, and that capability ties directly into the less visible, but maybe the most profound benefit of all.
The nervous system reset. Hanging is often described as a moving meditation, which sounds like a contradiction for such an intense activity. How is it both physically demanding And psychologically calming.
Well, when you hang, you activate stretch receptors all through your upper body, and they send calming signals to the brain. Crucially, it engages the parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest mode.
So it's actively calming you down.
Yes. The intense focus you need to maintain the hang, combined with the physical decompression, it actually reduces cortisol, your main stress hormone. It's a moment of grounded stillness that forces your brain to disengage from all that low-grade modern stress. It's a 2-minute reset button.
Which brings us right back to Munger. We
Yep.
have this profound, free, accessible, primal movement that corrects all these mechanical flaws of modern life.
Yeah.
So why isn't this the first thing every doctor and physical therapist recommends? Why is it hidden?
It's the Munger concept of incentive blindness in stark reality. The dead hang is just. It's too effective and too straightforward to sell.
There's no money in it.
None. The current system, the wellness industry, chronic pain management, it rewards complexity and expense. No one can brand the dead hang or monetize it or build a business model around a $30 piece of metal you put in a doorway.
So the incentives are just fundamentally misaligned. The system rewards selling expensive ergonomic chairs, complicated therapies, specialized gym equipment.
Ongoing chronic professional intervention, precisely. The solution has to be complex and expensive for the industry to make a profit. And understanding that incentive blindness, it explains why the most obvious, simple, biologically truthful solution just stays hidden in plain sight. We are conditioned to believe that if a solution is free and simple, it can't possibly be effective.
And the true gift of recognizing this, this non-monetizable movement then, is a return to autonomy.
That's the ultimate transformation. When you commit to simple movements like this every day, you stop outsourcing your body to professionals. You stop believing that narrative that you're fragile or broken.
Right.
You realize your body has this incredible capacity for self-correction through simple, consistent movement. You feel capable, independent, sovereign over your own physical state.
That sense of physical sovereignty is an incredible goal. Let's make sure everyone listening has the practical tools to start. For anyone looking to start dead hanging, what does proper form and progression look like?
Okay, first thing is security. Find a solid bar, a sturdy tree branch, rings, whatever. But do not jump up to grab it.
Good point. That could strain the shoulder.
Big time. Always use a step or a bench to line up your grip safely.
And the grip itself.
You want a full overhand grip, so palms facing away from you, with your hands about shoulder width apart. As you hang, keep your arms straight. And, crucially, engage your core.
Like a hanging plank.
That's a great way to think of it. Squeeze your glutes and quads a little to prevent swinging and keep your body aligned.
What's a realistic goal for a beginner? I mean, a minute sounds impossible at first.
Oh, for sure. The ultimate goal is to accumulate 1 to 2 minutes of total hanging time throughout the day. You don't do it all at once.
Broken up into sets.
Exactly. If you're starting out, try 3 to 5 sets of just 10 seconds. If even 10 seconds is too much, do assisted hangs. Keep your feet on the ground or on a box and just deload some of your weight. The point is consistency, not intensity.
And we also saw a distinction between a passive and an active hang. What's the difference?
Right. The passive hang, or a true dead hang, is when you completely relax your shoulders. You let them shrug up toward your ears. This is the one that maximizes the spinal decompression and the stretch for the lats and pecs.
Okay.
The active hang requires engagement. You actively pull your shoulder blades down away from your ears. You depress the scapula. This is the version you use to build foundational strength for things like pull-ups.
And of course, a necessary word of caution.
Always honor your joints. If you have an acute shoulder injury, severe arthritis, or serious spinal issues, talk to a professional first. Discomfort in your grip or forearms is normal. That's just strength building. But sharp shooting pain in the joints, that is a signal to stop immediately.
This has been a truly illuminating deep dive. I mean, into the simple power of a movement that's just built into our physiology. We've covered spinal decompression, joint lubrication, that surprising link to longevity with grip strength.
And that nervous system reset.
And the nervous system reset. It all just keeps circling back to that Munger insight, doesn't it? About simplicity and incentives.
It does. And it offers a huge lesson for anyone seeking better health. And maybe that's the final thought to leave you with. If a simple 2-minute daily movement that is accessible to almost everyone for free can reverse years of mechanical damage and improve your life expectancy, what other fundamental, free, non-monetizable biological truths are you currently ignoring in pursuit of a complex, expensive solution?